Hello again. We're picking up where we left off. The Lincoln Mill was located just beside the bridge over in that grove. We saw the ruins of the Lincoln Mill, and the trail led on in this direction. So today we're going to follow this trail to the other end of it and see if we can find any more mill remains. Between here and the next road crossing, there was supposed to be 23 more mills. I'm sorry, 24 more mills. This is an aerial view of the area we're going to cover in this video. Again, there are 24 more mills dotting this area. It was ideal for mills because of the 90 feet drop in 1 mile of the Irondequoit Creek. You can see a lot of open area to the one side of the creek. Mills were located all up and down what is the left side of the creek as you're looking at it right now. On the right side you can see the walkways that are built along the cliff side. We'll be walking along through there, and there's the trail alongside the Irondequoit Creek. Again, it appears most of the mills were located along the left side of the creek. There was mention of a blacksmith shop located right about in this area on the right side of the creek. And coming up to the end of our hike right here, that is the old road that crossed the creek. Now, right along this side, according to the maps, there was 3 other mills. There was a sawmill, a tannery, and I don't know what the third one was. There's nothing left here. No remains at all. So we'll just continue on the trail, and I'll turn the camera on if we come across anything. Again, looking back toward the Lincoln Mill site. This flat land over here housed 2 more mills. There was an iron mill and a carding mill. That land is all cleared. I believe it belongs to that beautiful home up on the hillside. And there's a sign over there, this is private property. Anyway, just up ahead, the creek split. Went off to the left, the small portion is going to the right. We're going to enter onto an island. We've crossed this brand new bridge. Babsey's Bridge, established 2023. So there's a small creek that goes down through there. The larger branch over here on our left. We are on the island at the present time. And according to the map, right over that way there was a couple of more mills, and I see no remains at all, no foundations or anything. So we'll keep on following this trail. At some point there should be another bridge that puts us back on the right-hand side of the creek. Once again, we are following the Irondequoit Creek in a northwesterly direction. We're still on the island. There's a flat area over on the other side. I believe there was a couple of more mills. There was a cooperage, a carting mill, and a slaughterhouse over there. Well, here's the next bridge to take us off the island. And now we're getting into the very muddy section. Yeah, now we are into the very muddy section with the cliffs on the right side of us, the creek on the left. And still no signs of any foundations. Slipping and sliding through the mud. Got a bit of a bridge crossing right here over a drainage ditch. And now we're entering the area with a walkway built on the side of the cliff. We understand this is all due to be replaced this year. It's sagging and leaning. But it's still solid enough to walk on. Creek is down below. No signs of any mill foundations. It appears that the Lincoln Mill is about the only mill that still has some foundations left from the 1800s. Pretty rugged stairs going down here. Now we got a bit of a newer stretch of walkway, aluminum handrails. More mud. Another bridge over a drainage. All cliffs on this side. Couple of ducks right down there. Now the map describes a falls. This was possibly the falls they're talking about. Over here on the left someplace was a blacksmith shop. And over on the, did I say left? It was on the right side. Over on the left side of the creek, there were 5 more mills. I see some foundation over here. We make our way across this tiny creek. We can check it out. This is kind of a drainage creek that comes down off the hillside right over there. No good place to cross. Maybe right here. Yeah. Okay. Some old wood structure here with large metal spikes in it. Some kind of a foundation built into that hillside right there. Yeah, there was definitely some kind of building right here. The maps don't show a mill on this side, but perhaps it was part of a dam across here. I'm going to get down closer and turn the camera back on. Whatever this structure was, it was stone and then reinforced with some concrete. No idea what this exactly was. Gonna take a look back at the map here. Yeah, the only thing showing on this side of the creek is a blacksmith shop. But maybe there was a dam across here. It would have gone off in that direction across the Irondequoit Creek, and then more mills were down below. I see something over this way that might be kind of interesting. There's an old steel crank right here. Goes down to a box with a long shaft going off in that direction. This could have been part of that tall structure. Maybe it was a valve for water flow. I don't know. Nothing else around here. Yep, definitely a gearbox and a hand crank at this end. And then the shaft out of the gearbox is about 20 feet long. Interesting. Made our way back to the creek. I do see some structure on the other side, and the water is pretty loud here, so I hope my voice is coming through. But there looks like a bit of a wall and some kind of an archway. That structure on the hillside that we were just by would have come across the creek to another high hillside. So I think maybe there was a dam there at one time, and there was mills, 4 or 5 mills down through this stretch. That could have been an intake or an outflow from the dam. Definitely a mill-related structure. At this point, I crossed over the creek to the other side. We're going to take a look at the area where there were 5 mills located, and maybe get closer to that arch structure that we just saw. There was supposed to be 5 mills down through this area right here. I know there's a lot of stone right in here. Very large chunks of stone. This is called the Mills Trail. Let's see what we can find. It's just over here beside the trail, alongside the Irondequoit Creek. There's a lot of stone that was probably stone foundations from the mills. Trail splits. I'm going to go down here by the creek. I know it's pretty loud. We're in the falls area. A lot of rushing water. This is all natural stone down here. There are some stone areas that could have been foundation. This is all bedrock, but they probably built the mills right on top of the bedrock. Just up ahead is that arch that we saw from the other side of the creek. We were over on that concrete platform. We looked over at this stone arch. Just past the stone arch, I do see nice square cut stone foundation. That arch, I don't know if that was a mill race or the tail race, which is the water that leaves the mill. And I don't know if we can get over close to that. but we'll try. Getting closer to that stone arch. There's a lot of brick here. There's some, it looks like a stone wall with some little bit of concrete mixed in. There's some heavy metal pipes right here. We're looking right into that stone arch now. This is a really large archway. From one end over to the other is probably about 15 feet at least, maybe more. And then you can see the stone wall just beyond the arch. Yeah, this is going to be rough going to get over there. Maybe we can get down from overhead up above there. And I can't tell how deep that tunnel goes back in there. I'm sure it's a dead end back in there, and you wouldn't want to go in there, danger of anything collapsing. There's some steel pieces into the ground here. I see a little bit of stone foundation right over here. Then we've got a large mound up ahead. Remember, on the other side, I suspected there was a dam across here. This could be the remains of the dam on the other side. A lot of stone laying around here. There's a square cut piece right there. Once again, there were 5 mills along this area. And this wall has some cut stone foundation. And there's a large steel pipe just ahead, which is beyond this tree. Now this was some kind of waterway. If this was a dam, that was probably a discharge port. We've got a combination of stone block walls, we've got concrete, steel. So there's some early build here, and then there's later reinforcement. Closer look at this steel pipe. It's kind of a dead end right there, filled in with junk. I'm going to get out the iPhone camera, maybe able to lighten it up a little better in there. quite possibly a dead end. It's hard to tell. A lot of junk back in there. We'll find a way across this hill and see if there's anything on the other side. We've climbed up onto this mound, and if it continued across the creek here, it would have lined up with the area on the other side that we thought was possibly a dam. I did look at some old maps after walking this area, and yes, it did show the creek was pretty wide until it reached this point, so evidently it was a dam. It does make sense that they would have some sort of dam across here, because on downstream there was anywhere from 12 to 14 more mills. So they would have created a large pond to feed the mill races to all those mills. Found something pretty unique here. You've got a large double trunk tree growing out of the bank. Right inside this hole in the tree is a large rock. Its tree has grown around it. So as we end our walk, we approach the old Washington Street Bridge, and it does have a date on it. Looks like 1916.